So when I found Draco, I wasn't actually supposed to be at work. I came into work to check my emails later than usual, and I heard some commotion outside. So I came outside and I saw like a much larger cat chasing Draco, and he actually got chased up a fence. But it wasn't like a wood fence. It was one of those pointy ones that had like the Constantine wire at the top, and so he couldn't get down. So I had to walk over, and I scared the other cat away because he wouldn't leave. And I just had like this green notebook that is Army issued. And I just kind of stood on my tiptoes because it was like a 10-foot tall fence, and held it up there, and it took about 5 minutes for him to trust me. But he finally put all fours on that notebook, and I moved him down, and I was just gonna relocate him away from the fence. But he crawled onto my shoulder and he wouldn't move. When I first found him, his eyes were like the size of saucers. You could tell he was afraid. His tail was all puffy, like he had been fighting and was scared. I knew that I had wanted to keep the kitten, but I didn't know like where to start. But luckily, a friend of mine that was in my unit had actually rescued a cat from the Middle East a couple years prior, and that's when I found Paws of War. And I hadn't named the kitten up to this point because I didn't want to get too attached if I couldn't get him home. But the second I called Paws of War, they were amazing. They had everything out to me, and they were like, "You're definitely gonna be able to get this kitten home." So that's when I decided to name him Draco, because he's all white and he reminds me of Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter. And that's when I started to realize that this could be a real thing for me, that I could bring him home and I wouldn't have to feel like I abandoned him. I had been feeding him at that point, showing him love and affection every day. And since that large cat and Draco had previously had an issue, I knew that releasing Draco back to that area would probably mean imminent death for him, because that larger cat would have come after him constantly. So that wasn't an option for me and my conscience to be able to just leave him out there to die, basically. I am so happy to finally have him home. I was worried that this wouldn't happen, but this is an amazing feeling to get him all the way from the Middle East. I missed him. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh look, there's little toys in there. You got little toys. I'm so grateful and happy to have Draco back from the Middle East to his forever home. It means the world to me that he's finally back. It was a long process, but it was well worth it, and I appreciate it.